Good evening, students.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So, basically, we will start next topic. But before that, I have some doubt, and this doubt is from Dhruvi. So, Dhruvi, सारे doubt को clear करे पहले.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, let me open your doubt. Just give me 1 minute. So we have. So you have doubt from assignments, isn't it? Or tutorials, है ना? So
Yes,
tutorial से 3 doubt है. Obviously, all 3 questions are very nice one. So obviously, we will discuss all 3 doubts, है ना? Just a minute. So we have tutorial 1. Okay. So exactly you have doubt on question number 7, isn't it? ध्रुवी किस में डाउट है आपका?
sir. Actually, 7 मेरा solve हो गया.
Okay.
But वो answer match नहीं कर रहा.
आंसर मैच नहीं कर रहा है मींस लोग चलो देखते हैं जस्ट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द कॉन्सेप्ट पार्ट है ना सो वी विल जस्ट टॉक अबाउट कॉन्सेप्ट पार्ट सो व्हाट इज इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 देखो जस्ट लुक एट हियर इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 देयर इज वन bullet and another is target. Okay, so let's say this is your bullet and this is your target, and we have one lab frame or anything else such that we can measure the speed of bullet as well as the speed of target. So what is the speed of bullet? This is u, I think, and the speed of target is v. Okay, and these two things is given with respect to, let's say, some sigma or some lab. You can just compare something like this, and the distance between target, initial distance between target and bullet are given, and they are basically L naught. And this is the scenario at t is equal to 0. Okay, so the first question is that if you will sit on bullet or you will, पहला क्वेश्चन क्या है, किसके रेस्पेक्ट में देखना है? बुलेट के रेस्पेक्ट में भी देखना है, एंड देन यू हैव टू गो फॉर टारगेट रेस्पेक्ट. एक करता हूं फिर सेकंड आप अपने आप कर लोगे. If observer is sit on bullet, suppose he is observer and he is sitting on bullet, then how much time it will cover such that this bullet will hit the target? This is your first question, है ना? So now, first of all, what will be this distance measured by this observer? ये क्या होगा distance?
Sir, L naught
बताओ बताओ.
minus
हाँ,
U
that will be L naught and root under 1 minus, what is this value? This length is appeared to move to the observer with what speed? U speed, because you are sitting on the bullet. So ये length आपको bullet के speed से move करता हुआ नजर आएगा, isn't it? When you are sitting on train, the whole platform is appeared to move with some velocity. So this length will be appeared to the person or observer who is sitting on target is always L naught 1 minus U square upon C square. Okay, so this is your first thing. So this is my first observation. Now, if you are sitting on bullet, then the speed of bullet will be 0 with respect to you. Or if observer is sitting on bullet, then the speed of bullet will be 0 with respect to observer. What will be speed of this particular target with respect to observer? You have to calculate this thing,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it? And when you will calculate this thing, then I think you speed of target with respect to bullet will become V minus U 1 minus uv upon c square. एंड ऑब्वियसली इसकी स्पीड इससे ज्यादा होनी होगी तभी ये हिट करेगा, अदरवाइज इट इज इम्पॉसिबल टू हिट, है ना. दिस विल बी वन बेसिक assumption. So what will happen? This will appear him to move in this direction actually. Are you getting this point? ये इस पर्सन को इस डायरेक्शन में मूव करता हुआ नजर आएगा ड्यू टू दिस रिलेटिव स्पीड. Anyway, whatever with this magnitude, I am interested into time, so I will take this magnitude. So what will be time cover with respect to bullet? So I am writing this TB. This will be distance by relative speed, and distance is L naught 1 minus u square upon c square, and this will be u minus, sorry, that will be, let's say, v minus u 1 minus uv upon c square. We will take the magnitude part. This will be answer, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Ruby, are you comfortable?
सर ये u minus p नहीं होना चाहिए.
आप जब इसके ऊपर बैठे हुए हो तो ये किस स्पीड से मूव करता हुआ नजर आएगा? माइनस यू के स्पीड से. सो अब देख लो उस तरह जैसे हम लोग प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं वो देख लेते हैं. वेलोसिटी ऑफ बुलेट with respect to sigma is u. So velocity of sigma with respect to bullet is minus u in I cap direction. Yes. Velocity of target with respect to sigma is v I cap direction. Velocity of sigma with respect to target is minus v in I cap direction. Okay. What is my S frame? S frame is bullet. So I will say this is my S frame. Sigma is my S dash frame. This is not any use. So velocity of S dash with respect to S is V. That value is minus U in I cap direction. Okay. And velocity of target, this will be assumed to be particle. This will be S dash. So velocity of particle with respect to S dash is equal to, basically here this v is something velocity of a target, so this will be v. So you can just write velocity of s dash with respect to s जो आप use करते हो, then you will just calculate this thing, you will get the exactly same thing, isn't it? है ना?
जी सर.
What will be ux? Ux is equal to ux dash plus v, and this is nothing but ux dash 1 plus ux dash v upon c square. Simple, है ना? Everybody is comfortable with this, है ना?
सर
हाँ बोलो.
सर ये जो हमने लेंथ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन में हमने यू यूज किया है सर, वो एक और बार एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. देखो एक्चुअली सारा ट्रिक यही है, ये तो हमें पता है. लुक एट हियर, you have to see what will be appeared length with respect to bullet. ये जो लेंथ किसके रेस्पेक्ट में दिया हुआ है बताओ?
सिग्मा.
सिग्मा के रेस्पेक्ट में दिया हुआ है. और सिग्मा के रेस्पेक्ट में बुलेट किस स्पीड से मूव कर रही है? u स्पीड से मूव कर रही है. देन दिस लेंथ एंड सिग्मा इज इन सेम ऑफ द रेस्ट फ्रेम, है ना?
यस सर.
तो ये अगर मूव करेगा u स्पीड से इन दिस डायरेक्शन, देन दिस लेंथ विल मूव इनटू विच डायरेक्शन? अपोजिट डायरेक्शन विथ माइनस u स्पीड, इजंट इट?
सर इसमें v का कोई रोल नहीं होगा?
v का रोल होगा,
मतलब
है
वो
तो ये तो
length
देखो v
कम
का रोल
करना
आया नहीं, आ तो रहा है v का रोल. लेकिन
नहीं सर,
ऑब्जर्वर
length
के रेस्पेक्ट में
contraction
लेंथ
की है.
देखोगे ना, यू विल सी दिस लेंथ विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू ऑब्जर्वर ना.
ओके सर.
देखो ऑब्जर्वर क्या क्या देखेगा वो हम
Okay,
बात
sir.
करते हैं. दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम, इसी कारण मैंने इसे
Okay,
ट्यूटोरियल
sir.
में दिया है. व्हाट ऑब्जर्वर विल सी? ऑब्जर्वर विल सी दिस लेंथ सेम और कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड.
Contracted.
Contracted with which velocity will take part in a contraction with respect to observer? बताओ.
U.
u है ना? सो दिस इज, सो मैं अगर कहूं कि अगर ऑब्जर्वर यू के ऊपर बैठा हुआ है, देन दिस लेंथ इज नथिंग बट एल नॉट 1 माइनस यू स्क्वायर अपॉन सी स्क्वायर. आर यू गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट?
यस सर.
यहां तक तो क्लियर हो गया. नाउ अब ये लेंथ किसे कवर करना है? इसे कवर करना है, लेकिन ऑब्जर्वर के रेस्पेक्ट में कवर करना है. सो व्हेन ऑब्जर्वर विल सिट ऑन दिस विल बी अपियर टू 0 स्पीड, है ना, ऑब्जर्वर
Yes,
के
sir.
रेस्पेक्ट में. लेकिन क्या
Yes,
ऑब्जर्वर
sir.
के रेस्पेक्ट में इसकी स्पीड v रहेगी?
No sir.
नो, उसकी स्पीड यहां चेंज हो जाएगी. सो वी आर यूजिंग दिस थिंग, है ना?
Okay sir.
है ना?
Yes sir.
दिस इज वेरी नाइस
Yes.
प्रॉब्लम. आप थोड़ा सोचो, बिकॉज आई एम वेरी ऑनेस्ट विथ यू. When I solve first time this problem, I have also little bit trouble. Okay, so this is a wonderful problem. और ये किसी
Sir length contraction.
yes,
Sir length contraction में observer की speed का role होता है.
लेंथ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन में ऑब्जर्वर और लेंथ के रिलेटिव स्पीड का रोल होता है.
Oh, okay sir.
फिर से
Yes, sir.
फिर से बताओ, फिर से बोलो, जो मैंने बोला है उसे फिर से आप रिपीट करो.
Length contraction में relative speed of observer and length
And length.
का role
So what is relative speed between observer and length here?
U.
minus u.
माइनस यू. अगर आप इसके ऊपर बैठ जाओगे, देन व्हाट इज रिलेटिव स्पीड बिटवीन ऑब्जर्वर एंड यू?
Minus
सॉरी,
v.
ऑब्जर्वर एंड लेंथ माइनस वी,
minus v.
है ना?
Okay sir.
है ना? तो थोड़ा सा
तो
इसको,
वही पार्ट कंफ्यूज कर रहा था कि
हाँ, नहीं
मतलब
देखो,
कि
ये
वो
मुझे भी
v का
कंफ्यूज
रोल
किया था.
होगा कि नहीं.
डोंट वरी, ये मुझे भी कंफ्यूज किया था जिस समय फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने देखा था. आई वाज सो पजल्ड कि अरे ये क्या हो रहा है. बट वंस आई वर्क ऑन इट, देन आई गेट यस, दिस इज गोइंग टू हैपन. सो डोंट वरी, ऐसा होता है, सबके साथ होता है. बट एटलीस्ट यू आर गोइंग टू अप्रिशिएटिंग दिस सॉल्यूशन और नॉट,
Yes sir.
है ना? देखो प्रॉब्लम ये नहीं है. देखो हमें जब भी एसटीआर के प्रॉब्लम करने हैं, तो एक चीज दिमाग में रखना है कि ऑब्जर्वर क्या क्या देख रहा है. ओके, ऑब्जर्वर कैसे कैसे काम कर रहा है, ऑब्जर्वर कहां है, एंड व्हाट इज इट्स रिलेशन विद द अदर थिंग. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग फॉर यू. क्लियर है ये?
Yes, sir.
ओके,
Yes sir.
चलो सेकंड क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. वो भी काफी अच्छा क्वेश्चन, और इसे मैं डिस्कस करना भी चाहता हूं बिकॉज देयर आर वेरी फ्यू क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन टाइम डायलेशन. So time dilation वाली, I am just going to question number 9. Question number 8 I have discussed, but okay, somebody have some problem, but I like to discuss question number 9. Okay, ये जरा मैं डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 is wonderful problem, wonderful. So first we will just take some few more minute for this one, then we will go for the next topic, that is relativistic mass. Okay. Okay, in the question number 9, there are two ship which is moving with respect to, two spaceship actually, moving with respect to Earth, and both are in opposite direction. Okay, let us assume this is my Earth, and one ship is moving in this direction, let's say A. Another ship is moving in this direction, let's say B. It has a speed 0.6 c, it has a speed 0.6 c. So there are two ships, and the question is that spaceship A emits light will appear 1 year after the observer on the Earth. So यहाँ पर जो light emit हो रहा है, that will take 1 year on the observer on the this particular thing. Okay, 1 year लग रहा है. So what will be the same light appear to this person, the person who is on B? Okay, this is very interesting. Now just tell me, जो light यहां से निकल रही है, some event is going to happen on this particular spaceship A, and that event is measured by some clock which is attached to A. So this clock which is attached to A is moving with respect to sigma or static with respect to sigma?
Moving.
Moving with respect to sigma. So this person will see the event with a time dilation or proper time?
Time dilation.
Time dilation. So this t is equal to t naught root under 1 minus v square upon c square. And what is this t? What is this t? I am just talking about इनके और इनके बीच का रिलेशन. Some delta t कर लो क्योंकि टाइम लग रहा है, कुछ शुरू हुआ फिर पहुंचा. So what will be this delta t with respect to this sigma?
0.
Delta t यहाँ पर 1 light year. And this thing is unknown to us. This thing is unknown to us. So we can calculate delta t naught root under 1 minus v square upon c square. And we can easily calculate the value of v is some point c with respect to sigma. So we can easily calculate delta t naught is obviously 0.8 light year, whatever be the value. Okay, clear है ये? Now,
Yes, sir.
अब ये ऑब्जर्वर सेम लाइट को देखेगा, then what he will see? He will see dilated time or same time? Dilated time. And this time dilation will equal to proper time by relative speed of A with respect to B, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
है ना? Because this A is moving with respect to sigma, this B is also moving with respect to sigma. So person who is sitting on B will not see that A is moving with the speed 0.6 c. He will see that this speed will be something else, and you will calculate that velocity of B with respect to A in term of magnitude will be 0.6 plus 0.6 by 1 minus 0.6 into 0.6 by c square, and here is c square, so this will be cancelled. And I think you will get this number, है ना? I think this number is something 0.88 c, velocity of B with respect to A. तो यहां पर जो लिखेंगे वो क्या लिखेंगे? 1 minus velocity of B with respect to A mod square upon c square. What will be this value?
0.8.
What is this value? 1 आएगा या 0.8 light year आएगा?
0.8 into
0.8, because you have to use here proper time. मैंने कहा था ना, proper time is uniquely defined.
Yes.
है ना? So
Yes.
यहां पर आप लिखोगे, इसी कारण ये इंफॉर्मेशन दिया हुआ है कि you can get the proper time, and that will be 0.8 upon root under 1 minus 0.88 whole square, and you will get the answer. Are you getting this thing? Very clear?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So it's a very nice problem. देखो, इस प्रॉब्लम में सबसे ज्यादा बच्चे गलती क्या करेंगे वो मैं बता रहा हूं. वो बच्चे क्या गलती करेंगे? इसके लिए for this person they will take proper time 1, and that is huge blunder. What they will do, they will just find the relative speed between this and this, and they will use proper time 1. No, 1 is not proper time. Proper time is uniquely defined. Whenever you have to calculate proper time, you have to sit on A. Then only you can calculate the proper time. The watch which is attached to frame where event is going to happen will only measure the proper time. Everyone is clear?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So this is very nice problem. आप इस पर फिर से thought process दो. अब जितना ज्यादा thought process दोगे उतना ज्यादा आपका concept clear होगा. Please एक चीज हमेशा दिमाग में रखना. This is not a end. Always you have to evolve. Every day आपको नई चीजें सीखने को मिलेगी. फिर से पुरानी चीज को जाकर देखो. When you will go to the past thing, then again you will develop some new confusion, some new doubts, and some new concept. Are you getting this thing very clear? है ना? Okay, so I think these two are the main doubts. ठीक है ना? So should I go for next topic?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. और भी कोई डाउट था क्या?
सर एक वर्कशीट में था।
वर्कशीट में आपने भेजा नहीं है ना? भेज देना, फिर मैं कर लूंगा, ठीक है? ओके,
सर भेजा था।
भेजा था। कहाँ
सर
भेजते हो
मतलब
आप? ग्रुप में
सर
भेजा था?
आपने बोला था कि ग्रुप पे डाउट मेंशन करके भी भेजने हैं, तो
हाँ हाँ,
क्वेश्चन नंबर ही डाला था बस।
ओके ओके, तो मैं देख नहीं पाया। एनीवे, तुम एक बार फिर से भेज दो, आई विल जस्ट सी इट। ओके, डोंट वरी। अभी तो ये
सर वो
दोनों ठीक है ना?
एक्चुअली मैंने
ये दोनों ठीक है अभी?
यस
हाँ, ओके। सो आप क्या करोगे, इसे फिर से बना करके भेजोगे, अपने से खुद से बना करके,
सर
ठीक है?
एक्चुअली मुझे
हम्म,
क्वेश्चन समझ नहीं आया तो वो हुआ ही नहीं।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, कर लेंगे, ठीक है? सो जस्ट ट्राई टू डू दिस थिंग, है ना? देखो, हर एक चीज धीरे धीरे होगा, बट वी हैव टू गिव टाइम और कंटिन्यूअसली एफर्ट लगाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? और सीखने के लिए देखो, आप हमेशा सीखते रहते हो, है ना? सो ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा बहुत तो इंप्रूवमेंट हुआ होगा हर एक लोगों में, जहां पर थे उससे ऊपर। एंड व्हाट अबाउट योर टेस्ट? टेस्ट का कैसा रहा? एनीबडी विल गिव 100% मार्क्स इन 2 अटेम्प्ट?
Yes, sir.
ओके, गुड, ग्रेट। सो आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड थिंग। देखो, व्हाई वी आर गिविंग दिस 2 अटेम्प्ट टू यू, बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू गिव यू अननेसेसरी प्रेशर कि इस टेस्ट में बहुत अच्छा करना। वी हैव टू डू द बेस्ट इन आवर मेन टेस्ट, दैट विल बी आवर नेट एग्जामिनेशन और जेस्ट और गेट और TFR examination. But before that, we have to always learn, either from test, either from our class, either from our notes, either from our worksheet. We have to learn. So 2 attempt test का मतलब क्या है? In first attempt, you are just giving this thing, and then you will get, okay, 3 question is not correct. Then what you will do? You will just go for all these 3 question from your notes. So when you were going this 3 question from your notes, then you will again revise the thing in a very beautiful way, in a very focused manner. Then what will happen in second attempt? If you are able to solve this question with your concept, then okay, the purpose is over. And the main purpose is that, are you able to solve the question with yourself or not? This is the most important thing, isn't it? है ना?
Yes.
So obviously we will always follow this method और उसके थ्रू ही करना चाहेंगे। ओके, सो जिनका 100% नहीं हुआ है, वो फिर से जो क्वेश्चन नहीं हुआ उसे अटेम्प्ट कीजिए, ठीक है? एंड यू हैव टू गेट 100%, एवरीवन, ठीक है? चलो, सो लेट्स कम टू अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक, that is relativistic mass. And obviously this topic will change the nature and course of all physics, and it is a really wonderful topic, very conceptual in nature, but very simple theory. Okay, this has very simple theory, and the theory which is actually evolved with something called common sense type of calculation. Let's go for one particular experiment, and this experiment we have done in many time, and I am just doing it as a schematic manner. So there is a frame A, or some frame or some train which is moving with velocity v with respect to platform. So this is our platform. There are 2 observers. One observer is sitting on platform. Let's say he is Mr. X, and here is Mr. Y. And on the train, there is a event called collision. That is head-on collision. You can assume a simple thing. So what is this collision? You have some mass, let's say mass m1. You have mass m2, and you have velocity u1. You have velocity u2. And after the collision, this is before collision, and I can make little bit bigger picture. So after the collision, I have again mass m1, again mass m2, and we have velocity v1, we have velocity v2, and I am just putting it vector sign. So don't worry about the direction. I am just making it symmetrically. So what will happen with respect to x? What will x observed? X will observe that hence the collision is very much elastic in nature. Then there is conservation of momentum. m1 u1, I am deliberately taking the vector sign, plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now the same event is measured with respect to y. Then obviously the speed of u1 and u2 will be changed with respect to y. Similarly, v1 and v2 will be changed with respect to y. But what is our assumption? What is our observation from the basic nature? That even if this velocity can be changed, but there must be conservation of energy, because the frame is inertial frame. And we have in the postulates that law of nature is not going to change. And here we are observing a law of conservation of momentum. So if from one frame there is conservation of momentum, from another frame there must be conservation of momentum. Maybe the value of momentum can be changed in terms of direction or in terms of magnitude. So what will happen? What we expect? We expect that m1 u1 with respect to y plus m2 u2 with respect to y must be equal to m1 v1 with respect to y plus m2 v2 with respect to y, and this is also with respect to x. So you can write this notation for yours. This is with respect to x. So this should be happen. If this is going to happen, if this is a correct statement, then this statement must be also correct. But if we have calculated this particular thing, then what we have seen? We have seen that this is not correct. So with respect to y, the conservation of momentum is not observed. But with respect to x, we can observe conservation of momentum. So it's a very much problematic thing. Okay, what if my theory is correct? Then the if from one frame there is conservation of momentum, from another frame there must be conservation of momentum. But what we have seen, okay, this is not going to happen. So there is not conservation of momentum observed from the y frame. So obviously we should go with the law of nature. And law of nature will tell you, according to our postulates for the inertial frame, we cannot avoid postulates. So law of nature can we tell you that if from one frame there is conservation of momentum, from another frame there must be conservation of momentum. And law of nature is invariant from any inertial frame. So this particular calculation will breaching the law of nature, breaching the invariant law of conservation of momentum. So obviously we have to change our theory. And then Einstein will come into picture. And Einstein will give a mind-blowing theory of about relativistic mass and mass energy equivalence. So let's go for Einstein theory of relativistic mass. Okay. So everybody is comfortable with this observation. I am just writing this thing in a very semantic manner. I'm not calculating or deriving anything. Derivation is there. This is very beautiful derivation. I will do it some another time, but right now I am concentrating on basically mass energy equivalence. So are you people getting this thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Great. And Einstein was very lucky. Whenever a big problem come, people go to Einstein, and Einstein gives the simplest solution. So why he is genius? So genius people will always try to think very simple. Look at how Einstein think. And again, Einstein make a argument just like a Lorentz. What Lorentz says that, okay, if from one inertial frame length is going to change, then time must be also change. On the same way, Einstein tell, if mass, length, and time, three all are fundamental thing, then why you are saying that mass will be constant? Why you are saying that mass will be always same with respect to any observer? And to give his argument, he put his argument in a very nice way. And what he say? He says that any mass can be converted into equivalent form of energy. He just tried to establish the relationship between mass and energy. So what he said, if, and first he will just give the definition of rest mass. Rest mass. What is rest mass? If relative speed between mass and observer is 0, then observer will measure rest mass. Then observer will measure rest mass. And then Einstein say, and let's say this rest mass is m0. This rest mass is m0. This is our rest mass. What Einstein said, that if m0 is the rest mass with respect to observer, means the mass and observer is moving together. If mass and observer is moving together in a same direction with and same speed, means there is not any relative speed between observer and mass, then observer will measure m0 mass, and if he will measure the m0 mass, the maximum energy he can extract from m0 is equivalent to rest mass energy. Rest mass energy. And what he says this rest mass energy is, let's say, E0 is equal to m0 c square. Meaning of that, if you have some mass, let's say it is in kg. If you have one mass which has 1 kg, then you can extract a particular 1 into c square time of, and this is in a unit of joule, 1 into c square unit of joule, you can extract from this mass as an energy. And he says in a very different way. In another way, what he said, that if you are extracting E0 value of energy, suppose in term of joule, then this energy is actually equivalent to E naught by c square as a mass. So he established the relationship between mass and energy. And look at this thing is very interesting. So if you are rest, you will extract this mass as m naught c square. Now, if this mass is moving with respect to you, suppose this mass is moving with respect to you, then what will happen? You will extract more energy or less energy? Just tell me.
Energy.
If this mass is moving with respect to, suppose this mass is rest with respect to you, you will extract
sir.
some amount of energy that is equal to m naught c square. And suppose this mass is moving with respect to you, how much energy you will extract?
So less energy.
Less energy.
Sir,
अगर
more
कोई चीज
energy
मूव हो रहा है तो
because
उसके साथ
kinetic
क्या उसमें
energy
ऐड
is-
होगा? What will happen? कोई चीज मूव कर रहा है तो उसके साथ क्या ऐड होगा?
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. And
energy
kinetic energy is always positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So
Positive,
you
sir.
will add it some positive value of energy, isn't it? So then
then
you will
total
extract
energy
more energy or
increase.
less energy?
More energy.
More energy. You will always extract more energy when kinetic energy will given to the rest mass. So you will extract E as value of rest mass energy to extract करोगे plus some energy which is identified as kinetic energy. And please mind it, this kinetic energy is not half mv square. This is some kinetic energy, we will define it later. So this kinetic energy is basically, or suppose total energy is m naught c square plus kinetic energy, or kinetic energy is equal to E minus m naught c square. And according to Einstein, we can write this energy in a form of mass. लिख सकते हैं ना? Can I write this energy in a form of mass?
Yes, sir.
लिख सकते हैं. And that mass, so this energy is written in a form of mass. What will be this mass? This E upon c square is equal to m naught. Okay, any energy can be, sorry, E upon c square is equal to m, and this m is identified as relativistic mass. This m is identified as relativistic mass. So now, hence this is positive value, this is positive value, and this E is something mc square from here, and this value is equal to m naught c square plus t. So can I say mc square is greater than m naught c square? Because this t is positive? Yes, we can say this value mc square is greater than m naught c square. What is meaning of that? Meaning of that this m will always greater than m naught. So what is conclusion? What is conclusion? The conclusion is that if you have any mass and if there is relative speed between observer and mass, then you will measure the rest mass. But if there is some relative speed, then you will measure more mass or less mass.
More.
You will measure more mass. You will measure heavier mass. You will feel that mass is heavier to you. And this is all about concept of relativistic mass. Relativistic mass is m, which will be always greater than m naught. So what Einstein predict? Einstein predict that So Einstein predict if mass is moving with respect to observer, so we relativistic mass, if mass is moving with respect to observer, then observer will measure heavier mass, and this mass can be written as m naught by 1 minus v square upon c square, where v is relative speed between mass and observer. So this is nothing but the relative speed between mass and observer. Okay, so this is given by the Einstein, and once you will take the relativistic mass with respect to observer in the experiment of collision, what you will see? You will see there is conservation of momentum in a X frame, and same time there is conservation of momentum in a Y frame also. And that will obviously very good news for us, that yes, the law of nature will always invariant. And so why we have taken this thing as a one of the beautiful, we have included this thing as a one of the beautiful theory. So what is kinetic energy now? So kinetic energy is nothing but E minus m naught c square. Let's try to calculate this particular value. So total energy is equal to rest mass energy plus kinetic energy, and total energy can be written as m naught c square 1 minus v square upon c square is equal to m naught c square plus kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is m naught c square root under 1 minus v square minus m naught c square. So we can use here, suppose let's try to see what will happen when v upon c tends to 0. So when upon v upon c tends to 0, I can take m naught c square common, and we have 1 minus v square upon c square to the power minus half minus 1. Hence v upon c is very small, we can do the Taylor expansion. So when we are doing this particular Taylor expansion, then let's see what is going to happen.
1 plus 1 by 2 v square.
Yes, look at here what will going to happen. This t is equal to m naught c square 1, that second term will be half v square upon c square. We are ignoring the higher order term because I assume v upon c is very small, and this is minus 1, this and this is cancel, this and this is cancel. You will get exactly Newtonian kinetic energy, isn't it? So when you are using t is equal to half m naught v square, when you are in the Newtonian area, when your speed of particle is very, very less than the speed of light, then only you can write this is as a kinetic energy. But what is actually kinetic energy is this one. Okay, and this is more applicable, more significant when we have v which is comparable to speed of light. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, then I will just go for one very simple question. and then I will continue this discussion in next class. Any doubt?
सर ये theoretical है ना सर मतलब इतने
No,
high
no.
speed पे
Oh,
mass-
don't worry. This is not theoretical. This is not theoretical. There is very beautiful derivation. I will try to do this derivation in a separate class because it is a very much complicated one. But I can take this risk to do this derivation. And if you are aware of the all nuclear fission, fusion, and all thing, we are taking actually this relativistic concept of energy,
Yes, yes.
isn't it?
Yeah,
So
but
it is
how
not
do
theoretical.
measure mass
Huh?
high speed इतने high speed पे mass measure करने मतलब
We are measuring it in term of energy. That is the beautiful part, na?
yes sir, yes sir.
Okay, and you can see whatever the energy required to do fission or fusion, and that is exactly matching with your theoretical value, more or less. Then we have all this energy and nuclear energy and all kind of thing, isn't it?
Yes sir.
Anna, so we are using this concept actually.
Okay sir.
Every concept, whatever we are doing here, we are using it. Can you please tell me where you are using the time dilation? बता सकते हो कहां पर टाइम डायलेशन का यूज करता है?
जो आपने एग्जांपल लिया था सर वो पाया
Okay, that's good. Other than this, think आज के एग्जांपल में किया हम लोगों ने.
हाँ मतलब वही रॉकेट स्पेसशिप उसमें.
No, in a communication. In a communication, the signal is coming from, the optical signal is coming from satellite to your devices. Huh? And these devices are actually moving. Obviously,
Yes,
Doppler
sir.
effect is also there and all other kind of thing is also there. But yes, we are using this concept in a communication in a very well manner, such that we can get the precise value of location. Your Google Map and all this thing are using this thing to get the precise location of the any particle, any vehicle, isn't it?
Yes sir.
So this is very useful. Everything is useful, whatever we are doing, and this is more. This will just change the revolutionary idea of using the energy, isn't it?
Yes sir.
We are just shifting from coal to nuclear due to this particular concept. It is different thing that some people are using is as a bomb also, but main thing is this is a huge source of energy.
Yes sir.
है ना? So this is very interesting. Okay, चलो चलते चलते एक problem करके चलते हैं because we have to concentrate on problems. Okay. So let's go for this problem. If kinetic energy of a particle is equal to rest mass energy, what will be speed of particle? What will be speed of particle? Very simple question, just for a 1 marks, but it's a nice question because you have to use this concept in a very nice way. This is my kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is nothing but mc square minus m naught c square, and this kinetic energy is equal to what? Rest mass energy. So if this is rest mass energy, this kinetic energy is also m naught c square, that is mc square minus m naught c square, and you can write 2 m naught c square is mc square. So we can easily write this thing is equal to 2 m naught is equal to m naught root under 1 minus v square upon c square. m not cancel out. I am using this space to calculate the thing. Okay, you can just use this particular thing. So we can get 1 by 4. I have just take the reverse of this. 1 by 4 is equal to 1 minus v square upon c square. I am just reversing it, taking the square. I can get the value. V is equal to, I think, root 3 by 2c. Yes? Isn't it?
Yes.
So if you are moving with the speed root 3 by 2c, that means your kinetic energy is actually equal to rest mass energy, or your total energy is, this is your total energy, that is twice of rest mass energy, है ना? Here, this is your total energy, that will be twice of rest mass energy. Both are same thing. Anyway, so this is just a level 1 question. We will continue with some more problem in next class. So now what is going to happen? If your mass is going to change, so every variable related to mass have to change. So momentum have to change, force have to change, we have to redefine our force, we have to redefine our momentum, and then we have to apply with the conservation of energy and conservation of momentum. And the most important thing is that we can also give the concept of massless particle due to all this information. Okay, so in the next class we will deal with some problems, and then we will go for some mass energy equivalence, more about mass energy equivalence. यहाँ तक clear है?
Yes, sir.
Okay.